Yo, Alviman1
and Dhosea101.
This is it's going to be our top WrestleMania show.
And his buddy Matt in the background, as you can see right there.
I'll pop in whenever they want me to.
This is basically our top 5 best and worst WrestleManias. I'm going to get my worst out of the way. It'll take less than 60 seconds. 9, 12, 13, 15, 25. Before people start bashing me about how I don't like WrestleMania 12, the only 2 matches that I really thought were interesting were Undertaker, Diesel, and Shawn and Brett for the WWE Championship, and that was it. With 13, Psycho Sid and Undertaker, and Brett and Austin were the 2 good matches, and that was it for that. And you all know 15 sucked, and 25 only really had 1 good match, and that's it for me.
Actually, you know, I'm going to mostly agree with you.
What were your worst top 5?
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll give you 11 and 9.
Yeah.
And even 13 was kind of crappy. And 15. That I sort of disagree with 25. I mean, no, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And there really was only 1 really good match.
It was average.
But I think one that was worse than that, probably 16. WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of hated 2000. I mean, it did have a good triple threat Eurocontinental match with Benoit, Angle, Jericho. Had the best triangle ladder match of all time.
Yeah.
And a good hardcore match, and then the main event, the fucking problem with the main event, the wrong guy won. The Rock should have won.
Yeah.
But now into our top 5 best.
Didn't feel like WrestleMania either.
Yeah. Okay, for our top 5 best, coming in at number 5 on my list is 24. 24 was an all-around dang good show, though it did have the one low point of the show with Batista and Umaga. You could tell kind of that match, they were kind of lazy. They didn't really do anything with it. But Big Show Mayweather was real solid. The WWE Championship match was good. I marked out when Randy Orton retained the title. I thought that really wasn't going to happen. Even Undertaker Edge was pretty good. What?
Marking out for Randy Orton was just sad.
Well, those days it was cool, but now it's just like, why do people care? Anyway, what was number 5 on your list?
Number 5 on my list. Well, that's a good question. Probably. Guess I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably go ahead with 24. That's a good call.
24 was all around good show. Plus, you know, Shawn and Flair was an epic match during that time before Flair had to go compete for a bottle of Viagra in TNA. Thank you, Flair, for going. We really appreciate you and the Senior Center's contributions. Okay, coming in at number 4 on my list, WrestleMania 20. That WrestleMania was all around enjoyable. We saw the return of the dead man, Undertaker. Eddie Guerrero defeated Kurt Angle to retain the WWE title in a really good match. Benoit won the world title. Oh, are we allowed to say Benoit? Because, you know. Yeah.
Just disregard that last. Nobody.
CB won the title.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly Holly got her head shaved by Victoria in the women's match at that.
Isn't that chick that's following CM Punk around now? Not Molly Holly?
No, that's Serena Deeb. The girl that's got headlights on her head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, her. All right, man. Oh, yeah, we forgot to ask Matt. What's number 5 on your list, Matt?
Worst or best?
Worst and best.
I've watched a couple of them. I haven't really watched many of them. The one I like the best would probably be last year's, you know, because the Shawn Michaels Undertaker.
Okay. So that would qualify as one of your best WrestleManias. What's the one you hate? What's one of the ones you hate?
Worst. I haven't really seen more. If I've seen more, then I'd have to say that. But I haven't seen many WrestleManias.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All
right, then.
All right, that's Matt.
All right.
Coming in, okay, number 4. I said 20. What would you say for number 4?
Actually, number 4 for me is actually WrestleMania 20. I liked WrestleMania 20. I loved Kane's reaction when Undertaker.
You're not real. You are not real.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was awesome. Not as good as their first encounter when they fought each other at WrestleMania 14, but still a pretty good match.
I would agree that was actually.
And then coming in at number 3, for me, WrestleMania 19. I overall really enjoyed that WrestleMania. Even Hogan Vince was good for what it was. I just got through watching that the other day. Rock and Austin was awesome. Brock and Angle was cool. Booker T and Triple H was kind of I think Booker T should have won.
Which Mania?
19.
19 was alright.
Booker T should have won the world title at that WrestleMania, but overall I had fun watching that WrestleMania. It was a fun, good Mania. What's number 3 on your list?
Let's see. Number 3 on my list. Number 3 on my list is actually 14.
Yeah.
Because, quite frankly, I didn't really get much out of 19. I mean, it wasn't bad. Yeah. And it was funny as hell watching Brock Lesnar land on top of his head, kind of superstar. Shooting star splash. But 14 just because, I mean, it was a good Mania and there were good matches, but
it's something overall about 14.
I had an issue with the way the main event went down.
With Shawn and Austin. I think it's only
because Shawn Michaels lost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shawn is his favorite wrestler.
That wasn't obvious.
You can imagine. He probably cried himself to sleep that night when Shawn Michaels lost.
Oh, please. I did, but that's beside the point.
But, number 3 for me, 19. Number 3 for him, 14. Number 2, 17. WrestleMania 17, one of the all-time greatest WrestleManias ever.
Absolutely.
In my list. It did have, a couple of things with it that I wish could have gone longer, like the women's match, Chyna and Ivory. But I could understand the reason for it being a squash because Chyna was supposedly hurt with a neck injury at that time. And Kane, when he dove off the stage onto Big Show and Raven and won the hardcore title, that was a really good match.
That was actually pretty cool.
Undertaker, Triple H, we covered that last week. It was a really good match, Undertaker, Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Good back and forth. Undertaker got busted open for real the hard way with that sledgehammer shot. And the main event, I'd have to say it was the best in their encounter between Austin and Rock, but the heel turn at that time was cool. But looking at it years later, it's like,
cool.
Yeah, Austin being a heel was kind of awesome at that time.
Well, he was, but I mean, he was like the anti-hero. But
yeah,
I'll agree with you on that. And actually, I was going to say WrestleMania 17 is my number 2, but I really didn't like it. It didn't make any sense to me that Austin joined up with McMahon. I mean, they've been mortal enemies all this time, and then suddenly they're friends.
We never got an explanation for that, and then we dove into the alliance angle, which I thought the alliance angle was okay during that year. I wish they would have got guys like Goldberg, Nash, and all that during the alliance angle instead of after the fact, but what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number 1, I'll let him take this first.
Coming in at number 1, for me, WrestleMania 10. For a couple of reasons. For one, I like the fact that they had 2 WWE Championship matches at Mania. And for the other one, HBK, Razor Ramon in the ladder match, one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And it was pretty much the first ladder match as we know it now. I mean, it wasn't because there was one before it, but it really set the bar for what you see in ladder matches today. And, I mean, if not for Shawn and Hey Yo.
Yep. If not for Shawn and Razor, we probably
wouldn't have Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I'd have to say overall my number 1, he already said it, but WrestleMania 14, for me, I would have to say for me it was an all-around fun show. 14 was pretty fun to watch. There really weren't any bad matches on that card, I don't think. They were all decent matches. And Undertaker and Kane, I know there's a YouTuber by the name of Monoxide. He regards that to be one of his favorite pay-per-views. And he said his favorite match of all time is Undertaker versus Kane, and I'd have to agree with him. Undertaker versus Kane was a pretty awesome match. Guys, we got to get ready to wrap this up. We're getting pumped for WrestleMania, about less than 20 minutes away. I'm Dhosea1.
Alviman1.
We'll hit you up with a review, and we got an announcement to make regarding WrestleMania, so stay tuned for that. Peace.
Later.